The scene shifts, and we are taken to the past. We see a younger Lutus playing with his friends with a wooden sword. While running around with them, Lutus and his friends went to the roof of a building. They were able to see the town square. They saw a large amount of people gathered in the town square. This people were there to see the new knights of the order. Among the numerous knights, Lutus saw a knight with platinum blonde hair. This knight caught his attention. This young knight is Darien Depert. When he got older, Lutus followed in the steps of the man he admired. He also became a knight. He was able to stand next to Darien. He watched Darien tear monsters apart with his sword. Lutus was blown away by Darien's amazing swordsmanship. He couldn't believe his eyes. As they grew older, Lutus watched Darien become the captain of the Palma Knights. He was so proud of the divine swordsman. One day, Lutus asked Darien to allow him learn his swordsmanship. Darien turned around when he heard this. He saw Lutus kneeling. The man seemed eager to learn from him. Darien found it odd that he was asking to learn from him. He told the man that he does not usually act this way. Lutus said that this is necessary. He told Darien that he believes that this is the proper courtesy one must have. He explained to Darien that he has always dreamed of becoming a great swordsman like him. He assured him that he will endure any training regardless of how grueling it is. He begged Darien to teach him. Darien took a careful look at the man and turned around. He rejected his request. Lutus was shocked to hear this. The divine swordsman told him that he has qualities of a proper adjutant. He said that his swordsmanship will only be passed down to his blood-born son. Lutus stood up and reminded Darien that his son gave up because he wasn't able to endure his training. With a scary look on his face, Darien turned around and advised Lutus not to get too worked up. He asked him not to cross the line. Lutus became nervous. He quickly apologized to him. Darien told him that he has no intention of passing his swordsmanship to anyone else. He asked the man to stop wasting his time and focus on his actual duties. Lutus couldn't talk back. He still wasn't ready to give up. The scene shifts, and we see Darien sitting in a pavilion. Lutus walked up to him and asked him if he has a moment. Darien asked him about what happened. Lutus drew his sword and asked Darien to simply watch. He raised his sword and took a stance. He swung his sword with a clean and precise strike. Darien was surprised to see this. He watched the man end his technique with a clean swing. While breathing heavily, Lutus turned around. He explained to Darien that he learned this moves by watching over his shoulder. He said that he completed the missing parts on his own. He told Darien that his swordsmanship is an excellent swordsmanship without any openings. He said that the power is remarkable when it is executed precisely. He told the divine swordsman that he has pledged to dedicate his life to staying by his side. He assured him that he will inherit his swordsmanship with excellence if he grants him a single chance. Darien stood up and called out to the man. He called his full name. Lutus was happy to hear this. With a look of anger on his face, Darien asked him if he has been wasting his time with this nonsense. Lutus could not believe what he was hearing. With a scary look on his face, Darien asked him if his earlier warning didn't sink in. He told him that he will make it clear for him to understand. He told Lutus that he is utterly unworthy of inheriting his swordsmanship. He said that the only reason he is unworthy is because he lacks talent. He told the man that he will not pass on his techniques to him for this reason alone. He advised Lutus not to be arrogant. He asked him to take a look at himself first before he mimics another man's sword style and tampers with it as he pleases. Darien turned around and warned Lutus to never bring up this matter again. The man fell to his knees. His whole world shattered when he heard what Darien said. He didn't wish to offend Darien. He simply wanted to become a great swordsman like him. The scene shifts, and we are taken to the present. We see Lutus on his knees. He was looking at his own blood. Helmut moved close to him. Lutus referred to the divine swordsman as Sir Darien and said that he was arrogant, self-righteous, and he didn't particularly care for those around him. Helmut agreed with him. Lutus revealed to him that he once asked Darien to teach him his swordsmanship. He said that Darien refused and insulted him by saying that he lacked aptitude. He said that Darien was everything to him, and yet he rejected his entire existence. He resented Darien for this, so he betrayed him and handed him over to the temple. Lutus took a look at Helmut. He recalled that Darien always said that he would never pass down his swordsmanship to anyone but his own blood. He told our boy that he is starting to understand why Darien had a change of heart and decided to pass it on to him. Helmut asked him if he has ever regretted betraying Darien. Lutus placed his hand on his wound and laughed. He said that he has been obsessed with erasing every trace of the divine swordsman ever since he denied his existence. He took a look at his hand. He saw that it was covered in blood. He told Helmut that it turns out that he couldn't let go of his lingering attachment to Darien. Since Darien wasn't able to come to Basor by himself, Lutus deduced that he was already dead. Our boy told him that he is correct. With a look of sadness on his face, Lutus asked him if Darien ever resented him. Helmut glared at him. He reminded the man that he told him that Darien never cared about what happened to someone like him. Like a man who was tired of fighting, Lutus said that he understands. He asked our boy for his real name. Helmut shared his name with the man. Lutus told him that he wants to see if he will be able to make a different choice if he experiences betrayal from someone he trusts above all else. He told Helmut that he will be watching him from the other side. The moment he said this, our boy beheaded him with a clean strike. He turned to the man's head and asked him to do as he wishes. After he was done with Lutus, Helmut walked up to Luke. The boy called him Hyde and asked him if he is really the last disciple of the divine swordsman. He asked our boy if he wants him to call him Hyde or Helmut. Helmut wore his disguise bracelet and asked Luke to call him Hyde. Luke asked him if he looked stupid when he was grumbling about being the divine swordsman's grandson. Helmut told him that there was nothing he could do about it. Luke thought that our boy would not answer his question. He told him that he is so annoying. He asked him about what he plans to do now. He explained to him that although it is a clear fact that the knight captain betrayed the divine swordsman and drove him to his death, they still have to wonder if people will believe their claims. Helmut told him that he has no intention of revealing the truth as it is. He thought about it and got an idea. Before he could share his idea with Luke, the two of them heard a loud sound coming from afar. When they raised their heads up, they saw someone riding a horse. The person was coming towards them. The two boys recognized this person. Helmut said that he has a feeling that things might actually work out. The man on the horse moved closer to the boys. The person turned out to be the second prince. The prince revealed to the boys that Dasim told him that the knight captain came there alone. He asked them if they can explain what happened. A while later, we see the boys showing the prince the captain's body after explaining things to him. The prince did not seem shocked. Luke asked him about when he found out that the captain betrayed the divine swordsman. The prince said that he wasn't certain. He simply had a vague suspicion. He told Luke that the influence of the pro-temple faction was too strong, so he couldn't dig around carelessly. He apologized to Luke for not telling him sooner. Luke told him that there is no point in apologizing. He said that the captain is dead. The prince smiled when he heard this. He told the boy that he doesn't know how to act humble in front of him. With a look of sadness in his eyes, Luke said that he saw the captain as a father. The prince did not expect to hear this. He said that this is what a knight captain should be like. The captain is supposed to be the center for all knights in Basor. He is someone they can rely on. The prince told Luke that the captain is essential even if he is from the bloodline he despises the most. He told the boy that he might also have to take on this burden one day. Luke was shocked to hear this. He asked the prince if he wants to make him the captain. The man asked him if he looks like he has lost his mind to the point where he would put a greenhorn like him in that position. Helmut smiled when he heard what the prince said. He was happy to see Luke look stupid. The prince told him that the vice captain will rightfully take over the captain's position. He said that Alvis is one of the people he planted in the order to monitor the pro-temple faction. The prince believed that this was a golden opportunity for him to redirect the knight's power to his side. He told Luke that he can also take the position one day if he proves himself to be worthy. Luke was surprised to hear this. He carefully turned to Helmut. He remembered what they spoke about. Before the prince got to them, Helmut told Luke that they will say that the Red Scorpion and Lutus were taken down by the both of them. He asked the boy to never reveal that he is the divine swordsman's disciple. Luke asked our boy if he is fine with giving him half the credit. He explained to him that the people of Basor will treat him like royalty if they knew that he was the divine swordsman's last disciple. Helmut told the boy that his role is to remain in Basor as the divine swordsman's heir. He said that Darien would want this too. He told him that Darien would want him to live there as a swordsman that will not waver in front of anyone. Upon remembering this, Luke put himself together and told the prince that he will live up to his expectations. Helmut smiled when he heard this. The prince told the boy that this is the most refreshing answer he has ever gotten from him. He turned to Helmut and apologized to him for dragging him into unrelated matters. He told him that he will need his help until they settle the situation. He asked the boys about where the Crimson Scorpion's body is. Helmut told him that the body is about 30 minutes away from them. The prince recalled that the boys told him that the scorpion was being controlled by a priest of Lumen. They told him that they were the only ones left alive after the fierce battle. The prince was told that Helmut chased after Luke because he was captured by a monster. This is how he ended up fighting the knight captain with him. Luke became worried when he heard how the prince talked about what they shared with him. He was certain that no one would believe this flimsy story. To his surprise, the prince said that this makes sense. He said that Lutus must have used a rescue request to Desire as an excuse to lure Luke and the other knights into a trap and have them die fighting the Red Scorpion. If by chance Luke survived, a monster was to capture him and take him to Lutus for direct elimination. The knights who died will be hailed as heroes who saved Basor from the Scorpion. In that situation, revealing Luke's identity would bring praise to the divine swordsman's descendants and boost the support of the Knight Order. Luke told the prince that he has an amazing insight. He was happy to see that he believed the lie. The prince smiled and told the boys that they can reuse Lutus's plan for themselves. The boys did not expect to hear this. The prince said that they can tell people that the Palma Knights fought the Red Scorpion valiantly, but lost their captain. A young man of the divine swordsman's bloodline slew the beast and saved Basor from a crisis. The prince asked Luke if this isn't a good story. Luke felt like it was a bit cruel to the knights who died. He put himself together and told the prince that he will follow his lead. The prince turned to Helmut and asked him to guide them to the scorpion's body. Before they could leave, Luke suggested that they bury the captain's body. The prince did not expect to hear this. He told him that their words alone won't be enough to convince the order and the people. He said that they need the body. Luke told him that he has 2 reasons. He explained to the prince that the wounds on the captain's neck and chest clearly come from a sword. He said that none of the monsters they fought could make such wounds. This would only invite suspicion, and it can even reveal their lie. Helmut was surprised to hear this. Secondly, even without the evidence, they could still give the order and the people something tangible to believe in. Luke said that he will make sure they believe them. The prince looked into the boy's eyes. He asked him if he is truly the divine swordsman's grandson. Luke was surprised to hear this. The man turned around and referred to him as Luke Jaeger of the Palma Knight. He told him that he will follow his suggestion. The sun rose when he said this and shined brightly on Luke. Helmut turned around to see the bright sun. He saw how the desert sand lit up when it was touched by the sun. He smiled and apologized to Darien. He said that he can no longer see his master's image in Luke. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want more of this recap, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.